What's up? It's Jan, back at it again with another nerdy bookish video. Today we're doing a book haul. So I'm actually on a book buying ban right now, but these are all the books I got in June, and then for July I'm not gonna go over my birthday haul again, but I did buy some books this month, so July would be much smaller I think, but I don't know. I didn't want to combine them either way because I didn't want to film for days. If you've been here for a while, we all know the drill. I start with the books I got gifted because we like to express gratitude in this household. Okay, so this is pretty freaking exciting. We're gonna start off with The Monarchs by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. This hasn't come out yet. This comes out in January 2022. This was my first physical ARC sent by a publisher. I'm so excited. I'm saving this for a secret TBR video that will be coming soon. I'm hoping for next month, but if not, September for sure. This is the sequel to The Ravens by obviously the same authors. I read The Ravens in January this year. That was basically about a sorority of witches. Once I got past all the sorority, I'm gonna turn my AC off. As I was saying, once I got past the like basic sorority parts of the book, like introducing the characters, introducing the sisters, rushing, like all that basic bullshit. No offense, it could never be me. Once I got past all that and got more into the witchiness and the twists, The Ravens was so good and I'm so happy about this, and I love the cover. Butterflies just make me so happy to look at. I don't know. If you haven't read The Ravens yet, do it if you're into witchy books because it's worth the read. And yeah, this comes out January 2022 like I said, and a vlog will be coming soon. The next few books will be technically gifts from the library. I work at a library and so I go through the discard shelves often, or like we get ARCs sometimes too. We have like a shelf full of ARC choices. The first one I have is called Whisper Down the Lane by Clay MacLeod Chapman. I was debating on grabbing this or not. This has come out already. Pretty sure it's fiction. A mind-bending psychological thriller for fans of horror and true crime. It's inspired by the McMartin preschool trials and the satanic panic of the 80s. I wasn't a fan of the cover, but then it said for fans of horror and true crime and I was like, all right, snatch. Really stoked for this one. So I'm assuming there's like 2 timelines in this, and we love dual timelines. But yeah, it's like from the past and then 30 years later. It's about this 5-year-old boy who went missing, I believe. Don't know when I'm gonna pick it up. If not this year, then definitely next year. It'd be a nice fall spoopy season read. The next one I have is actually a donation for The Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I've been wanting to read this for so long. I first heard about this book from Stories for Coffee here on BookTube, and it's about this cute little coffee shop and this one particular table. If you sit at that table, you can time travel anywhere you want. I think there are some like restrictions and rules and stuff, but basically you have to get back to present time before your coffee gets cold, and I'm stoked for it. I feel like it'd be a quick read, and I heard it's hard-hitting and it'll probably make me cry, so I am ready. This would probably be good for a 24-hour readathon for sure. Like, look how small these pages are. Like, it's just such a cute, like, it feels nice in my hands. It's so cute. I don't know. The next book I got from the discard shelves is called The Library of the Unwritten by AJ Hackwith. I only know of my friend Issa who's read this book. I haven't heard many people talk about this. I heard about this on BookTube at one point a long time ago, but it's basically about a library in hell with like all like unfinished manuscripts. I think a librarian in that hellish library finds a certain book, convinced that they hold the devil's Bible. Also, the librarians to find a book with the ability to reshape boundaries between heaven, hell, and earth. Yeah, I don't know. It seems intense. Ooh, I really like this font. It's like that like classic book type font. I don't know. And the chapter headings have like a flame. Love that. It has like the library sticker and everything. Yeah, the discard shelves, they basically just throw them away and staff and volunteers have access to them. So love that for me. Then I have Normal People, which is also on the discard shelves. I took the plastic covering off and I have read this already. I'm sure you've heard of it. I tried reading it through ebook, I think, which was my first mistake, because then I realized her writing style doesn't include quotation marks for dialogue, which kind of really bothered me, and I'm glad I wasn't the only one because I know Kevin from Irish Reader felt the same way in the beginning but then got over it towards the end. I did not get over it but then I did watch the show on Hulu, and one of the most beautiful shows I've ever seen, honestly. I sobbed at the end, and then I was like, okay, I think now I'm ready to read the book once I finished the show, and I listened to it on audio because now I could put faces to names. The audiobook narrator had an Irish accent, and it's just a beautiful story about these two people who are in two different like social classes, I guess, like since high school, and then they keep like being torn apart from each other, finding their ways back to each other, either on purpose or by accident, mostly by accident. And then yeah, there's a lot of like darker topics touched upon. There are a lot of content warnings in this book, so please look them up before you read this. There's like abuse and alcoholism and suicide and everything, so yeah, tread with caution with this one because it is hard-hitting. I recommend the show for sure. It's one of the few shows that I watched before reading, so do with that what you will. Do with that, yeah, I said that right? And then another arc that I grabbed is called The Lights of Prague by Nicole Jarvis. It's, yeah, is that the only reason I grabbed it? Maybe. And then I looked at reviews on Goodreads, and I mean, people are rating it pretty high. I at first grabbed it and looked at how long the chapters are and the characters' names, and they kind of threw me off. Like, I was like, that looks hard to pronounce. I probably will just be extremely confused. But I heard good things about it, so I'm in love with this cover. I don't even know what genre this is, honestly. I want to say it's a fantasy. Maybe it's just like the adult fiction. I don't know. In the quiet streets of Prague, all manner of mysterious creatures lurk in the shadows. Unbeknownst to its citizens, their only hope against the tide of predators are the dauntless lamplighters, secret elite monster hunters whose light staves off the darkness each night. Domik Miska leads a life teeming with fraught encounters with the worst kind of evil. Bloodthirsty and soulless vampiric creatures. Oh, it's vampy. I think that's what intrigued me even more. Ever since A Dowry of Blood, we all know how obsessed I am with that book. I just want to read all the vampy books, but at the same time, I want to save them all for the autumn season. It's brutal out here, y'all. Okay, next I'm gonna go into the gifts from my friends. So first we have Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab, and my friend Naomi from Naomi's Library got this for me when she visited me, obviously in June because this is the June book haul. But yeah, she just like looked through my wish list and wanted to get me something as a little like thanks for hosting me gift type thing, which she definitely didn't have to, but so cute. I have yet to read the first in this duology, The Savage Song, but I'm excited. I love The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, as y'all know, but it's still the only V.E. Schwab book I've read. There are just so many books. So many books. Next, I have a book my mom bought when Naomi came to visit, actually. My mom bought her My Best Friend's Exorcism, and then my mom bought me Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. I had zero interest in this book, and yes, this is one of those booktube, bookstagram made me do it moments. I know my friend Hannah from Hannah's Recent Reads read this and then immediately just reread it, which is crazy to me. But yeah, this is like a bully romance that everyone's talking about. I don't know. I'm just hoping it's good because everyone won't shut up about it. Next, I have a book from my coworker, actually. Her name's Betty, and we always talk about like astrology and the moon and things like that, celestial stuff. She's really into like metaphysics, like spiritual things like that. But she was like, hey, I have 2 copies of this book. One of them needs a new home. You want it? And I was like, aw. Yeah, sure. She gave me Moon Signs, Picking the Right Time for Everything You Want to Do by Sabine Heidewig. Don't know if I said that last name correctly. But yeah, it's just like a little cute reference moments. Oh, she has little notes in it. Cute. Oh, she has like a star post-it note in it. Oh my goodness, love that for me. But yeah, I'll probably read this cover to cover eventually, but also use it as a reference. But yeah, I mean, with my full moon book club, this is very on brand. Book club information is always linked down below, by the way. Just saying. Shameless plug. Next, I have The Priory of the Orange Tree from my friend Christina from Christina's Chapters. She just randomly got me this book. I don't even remember why. Did I not put a sticky in there? Oh my god, where did I put the note? Damn. Anyway, I have this big boy. I know Hannah just read this and gave this 2 stars. Like, can you imagine? And I'm terrified because it's humongous and the world building. My supervisor said I shouldn't have a hard time reading it, but I mean, she thinks it's a 5-star book. I don't know. I don't know anything. I mean, now that I think about it, my supervisor and I both love The Secret History and My Lovely Wife. Hannah and I read some of the same books, but our opinions differ. So maybe I'll actually have a good time. We'll see. I have no idea what this is about. I know dragons are involved. I know it's a high fantasy. I know there's like a shit ton of glossary pages, I think. The last 3 gifts are from a subscriber named Natalie. Thank you so much. She always goes all out for me. Like, y'all, check out my birthday haul. You'll see how much she got me for my birthday. Like, it's crazy. But she got me The Thousandth Floor by Catherine McGee. This is one of my favorite series of all time. This is the only one I needed. I already read all 3 of them, but I wanted to own them and reread them eventually. And I had the 2nd and 3rd because I got them discounted, and then I just needed the 1st, so she completed my series for me. This is just like futuristic Gossip Girl, basically. We have some con artists, we have some sci-fi in here, we have a sort of taboo romance. We have a little bit of everything for everyone in this series. Like, no joke, y'all. Like, this is a lot, and it's so good. Rich people drama. It's peak rich people drama, and it's set in the future. I remember reading this first one and being super confused by all the characters because there was so much thrown at me at once. But once you get a grip on who's who, it's all uphill from there. I promise. And then she also completed The Simple Wild trilogy. I don't know what the actual series is called, but the first one's called The Simple Wild. She got me Wild at Heart and Forever Wild. It's about this girl named Kala who travels to Alaska, in the first book at least, to visit her sick father, who she doesn't really talk to, she's not close with. I think the 2nd and 3rd one is about her living in Alaska. I don't know, but the first one was really good. Read it back in March. I'm pretty sure I gave it 5 stars. It has a little bit of everything when it comes to romance and like emotional hard-hitting topics, so there's that. Next, I have my 3 books of the month that I got for June were The Maidens, which I already read and I do have a reading vlog for. I read it in less than 24 hours. I'll have it linked down below. It's a dark academia with a bunch of like Greek mythology references, and I loved it, but you can watch my vlog to see my real-time thoughts. I tabbed the shit out of it as per usual. The next one I got was The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Delilah Harris, and I actually soft DNF'd this. I'm about 80 pages in, and I did tab it. I was gonna read it for the book troupe, which is Gabby from Gabby Reads' book club. It's supposed to be Get Out meets The Devil Wears Prada is what I heard it pitched as, and I love the movie Get Out, but I did watch the live show for the book troupe, so I did spoil myself because my bestie Jessie was Gabby's guest that month, so I did spoil myself, so I'm waiting to kind of just like forget those spoilers and get back in the mood to read this. But it's still on my currently reading shelf on Goodreads, so it's not a hard DNF, I promise. It's about this girl who works in the publishing industry, and then another black girl enters the office and shit goes down. And then my last book of the month for June was Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia, because this is my September book club pick. I'm sure you've all heard of this book. It came out last year. It is about this like mysterious house. The main character's cousin asks her to come over and stay with them for a little bit, but there's all this like weird shit going on. Her cousin's new husband is like really weird, and apparently there's like a lot of mushroom situations in here, like disgusting mushroom talk. So if you don't like mushrooms, I heard you shouldn't read this book, or else they'll forever be ruined for you. Can't wait to read this with y'all in September. The next book I have is We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faizal. I started this book like last year actually, but I was trying to read it through my phone and I could never do that with a fantasy. I don't even know why I tried, but it was only like $10.99, so I decided to purchase it, and the chapters are super short, so I'm excited for this. It's a fantasy. I think it's about this assassin, right? Zafira is the hunter disguising herself as a man when she braves the cursed forest of the Ars to feed her people. Nasir is the prince of death, assassinating those foolish enough to defy his autocratic father, the sultan. If Zafira is exposed as a girl, all of her achievements will be rejected. If Nasir displays his compassion, his father will punish him in the most brutal of ways. Both Zafira and Nasir are legends in the kingdom of Arawiya, but neither wants to be, or war is brewing, set in a richly detailed world inspired by ancient Arabia. I know the sequel just came out, so I gotta get on this. I'm feeling Aladdin vibes, I'm feeling Mulan vibes, you know, with the disguising as a man thing. I'm excited and I love this cover. Next, I got For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. This has become one of my most anticipated of 2021 ever since I heard about it from Jody, actually. Jody from Vanilla Moon. And it's just like a Little Red Riding Hood retelling. I know my supervisor read it and she's not a fan of like super YA type books. And she said had a lot of YA elements in it. But I mean, I love YA, so I'm sure it'll be good, and I love wolves. It says atmospheric, folkloric, half familiar. If you ever wished Beauty and the Beast had more eldritch forest monsters and political machinations, this is the romance for you. Okay, so there's a romance element, there's Beauty and the Beast. I'm excited. I follow the author on Instagram and she always posts like quotes from the book and they're just beautiful. I think I'm gonna fall in love with the writing very quickly. This is gonna be for an upcoming secret TBR video as well, hopefully. I bought A Dowry of Blood last month, and obviously I already read this. I'm obsessed. She's my lock screen. We know this already. I tabbed it. I cried at the end. I read it for Strange-a-thon. I'm gonna read it again this year. I already know it. I absolutely adore this book. This is a reimagining, retelling of Dracula's Brides, but make it polyamorous. There are vampires obviously involved. There are very steamy scenes. The writing is impeccable, immaculate, chef's kiss, perfection, whatever you want to say to praise this masterpiece. It is everything. Oh, Hannah Witten, author of this book, actually blurbed it. Oh, the author of Lake's Edge blurbed it too. I got an arc for Lake's Edge. I'm excited to read that too. Wow. I can't get over how much I love this book. Just, if I could get the cover of this book tattooed, I would, but like, I also wouldn't, you know? Maybe like elements of this cover, like something from like the hands, maybe. Ooh, that's a good idea. Anyway, A Dowry of Blood. Please read it and please gush about it with me. Thank you. Next, I have Patron Saints of Nothing by Randy Ribay. This is a Filipino author and it's about the war on drugs, right, in the Philippines. And I think like a family member dies in the Philippines and then our main character has to go over there and get justice for him, I think. A powerful coming of age story about grief, guilt, and the risks a Filipino-American teenager takes to uncover the truth about his cousin's murder. I'm here for a good coming of age story. I'm here for the familial relationships. I heard this was really good. I know my friend Isa read it. Ooh, the chapters are short. Some of them are. I forgot about this. Once Upon a Book Club sent me the Mary Shelley Club. So if you don't know what Once Upon a Book Club is, oh, it was actually in this box. They sent me 2 boxes, but they include a book and some bookish gifts. But you can't open the gifts until you get to these pages where it says open your gift on a sticky note. And yeah, it's a really fun experience. I'm going to be vlogging my, there we go. The lighting, just, I'm gonna vlog my experience with this book and that Once Upon a Book Club box for sure. It's gonna be a dedicated reading vlog. A couple of my friends, Naomi and Cami, have already read the Mary Shelley Club. Ugh, the spine is just so dope. But I know this is like set in a school, I think, and there's a club that loves horror movies and then like shit goes down in the school. I don't know, I don't really want to know too much about it. I just know it's really good based on my friends' opinions and I trust their opinions, so this book I'm reading next month for sure. It was on my July TBR, but I didn't get around to it and I don't want to rush it. It's Down Comes the Night by Alison Saff. I saw this at the library once and I was like, I need that cover on my shelf. And it says, love makes monsters of us all. And then I found out last month when I was gonna read it, or no, this month when I was gonna read it for Sapphic-a-thon, that it is sapphic, that the main character, the heroine, if you will, is bi. So I am stoked to try to read this for next month because the buzzword for Books and Lala's Buzzwordathon is time of day, so night. And then Jesse and I are leaning towards hosting Sapphic-a-thon monthly as a 24-hour readathon, and this will be the book I read. Spoiler alert. But yeah, it's just a YA romantic fantasy romance, or whatever. And that's pretty much all I know. And my friend Isa, again, has already read this, and she said there's a hella gothic vibes. She thinks I'll really love it. I'm excited for this one. Next, I have A Certain Hunger by Chelsea G. Summers, and I bought this literally while I was working because I found it on the library shelves, and then I opened it randomly to chapter 18, and then I read the first page of chapter 18, and it had this whole spiel about love, and I was like, wow, I need this writing in my life, I need this book in my life, I'm gonna annotate the shit out of this. I already know. I sent that page like to all my friends. I'm so excited for this. I know it's about this woman who is like a food critic, and then I think she travels and like finds herself and stuff, and I think it's just gonna be such a beautiful story following this woman who is figuring shit out, because like, aren't we all, you know? Next book I have is Speaking of Summer by Kalisha Buchanan. I don't know, but I don't hear anyone talking about this. I just saw the cover at work, and oh, I actually bought these at the same time. But it's set in Harlem, I believe. I think it's like a murder mystery suspense type novel. Autumn's twin sister disappears. With authorities indifferent to another missing black woman, Autumn must pursue the search for her sister on her own and discover the shocking truth at the heart of her family. Oh, the author lives in Chicago. See what I mean? Like, Chicago pops up everywhere. But yeah, that's literally all what the synopsis says. So I'm excited about like the social commentary in this, discussions about being black, like the unfair treatment when it comes to murder cases, any cases. The next two books I bought while Naomi was here. The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, because this is like one of her favorite books of all time. I have yet to read a Ruth Ware book, so I decided this will probably be the one I start with since Naomi loves it so much, and I just want to see what all the hype over Ruth Ware is about. And I know a lot of my friends are like, oh, I have a love-hate relationship with Ruth Ware, like they hate some of her books, but then they're like absolutely obsessed with some of her other books. So I'm excited to see where I stand. I know this is just a thriller, and I think it's about like a nanny or something, and then some shit happens at the house she works at. I don't know, but I'm sure you've heard of this one. I feel like everyone has read this but me. Taking the half price book sticker off. About the Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed. I know this is set in the 90s in LA, and it's about kids, I think, living their best lives and going through some shit. I don't know. I'm sure this has good discussions as well. I'm sure it'll teach me a bunch of things, but also it's YA, so it'll be very digestible, and I'm sure it has some like lightheartedness to it as well because it is YA. Ooh, love that title page. I just love this cover, like the palm trees and the glasses. Ugh, stunning. All right, the last two books of this haul are none other than more S.T. Gibson, aka the author of A Dowry of Blood. I just finished Odd Spirits the other day. Maybe it was yesterday. I don't even remember. I annotated it for Jessie. I actually have two copies because Hannah got me one for my birthday, so I'm giving the one that I bought like literally a day before Hannah said she bought it for me. I'm giving this copy to Jessie. But yeah, I will have a vlog about this very soon. Yeah, I just ended that vlog today. So this is a novella. It's literally 81 pages long. It's about a couple who are both witches, but like different kinds of witches. Like the girl is very like traditional like herbal witchery type shit, and then the guy is more like spell casting, coven type witchy, you know? I enjoyed it. You'll see it in my vlog. It's nothing compared to A Dowry of Blood, but I respect it. You know, respect the grind. And then lastly, I have Robber Girl by S.T. Gibson, and I think this is a fairy tale retelling. I know there's a snow queen involved. It says Save the Witch, Kill the Snow Queen on the cover, and I also love this cover. I don't know. It's set in Sweden and there's a snow queen. I feel like this would be a really good winter read for sure. Yeah, this one's really short as well. Again, I'm not expecting it to compare at all to A Dowry of Blood. I don't even know when this was written. 2019. I mean, okay, I think this one was written in 2013, 2018. Okay, S.T. Gibson releasing a book a year. So yeah, I'm excited to see what I think of this one. Those are all the books in this haul. If you made it to the end, what should we put? What emoji? Let's do a rose emoji, but like the dying rose emoji, because that is how I feel on a daily basis. There are roses on this cover, so we'll go with that. Comment a rose emoji down below. A dying, wilting is the word. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all had a great day. Stay safe and stay positive always, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.